Hey, Christopher here. In this session, we're talking about the 4 different personality types that you're going to see in a church context in terms of volunteers. The first one is this: these are the planners. These folks know how to look at the logistics, they know how to look at all the details, they look ahead and really think ahead about all of the things that often give you and I a headache or could seem as difficult conversation because they're working through all the challenges. But any great ministry experience or project or even just ministry as a whole doesn't happen without details. We see that Paul plans out his missionary journey and he's having to balance a lot of things. So that took a lot of planning, a lot of logistics. And you've got folks in your context that probably love to do those kind of things, and you need to turn them loose to get into those details and support them whatever way that you can. The second personality type that I run into is ultimately preparers. These are the folks that aren't necessarily good at the logistics, they're not good at the planning, but they will fill in the details. They will go open up their home. They will go ahead and get all the groceries. They'll get all the things. They'll drive the kids around. They're willing to prepare things to make sure everything goes really well. The third person is going to be my favorite is the participants. These are the folks who show up and they are the life of the party. They enjoy people. They enjoy being around folks and making people feel welcome. That's their giftedness. They love being involved. And those kind of folks, again, might not be good at planning. They might not be good at preparing, but they really love people and they love being involved and saying, what can I do and how can I help? And they live in that moment. And I think those folks are really important because without them, events wouldn't be what they were. They are ultimately filling in the meat of the on top of the skeleton of your structure that you're trying to lay down for an event. The fourth person is going to be the promoter. This person is going to let everyone know that there's something going on and they should be involved and you should be involved and everyone should know about it. They're the folks when an event goes live on your Facebook, they're sharing immediately because they're just passionate about letting folks know and they're just inclusive. They want folks to be involved. Now, it's important to note that when you are looking for volunteers, that you are not looking for a super person. There is no Superman. There is no Wonder Woman. Not everybody is going to have all 4 of these personalities. Some have maybe a couple, maybe all because they're very versatile or they're experienced. But you can't always expect everyone to be good at planning, good at preparing, good at participating, and good at promoting. That's unrealistic expectations that you're putting on folks. Now, it would be nice if you had one person to do it, but I believe that we're better together. And while it puts more pieces on the board, I think you should chunk responsibilities. Almost like a relay race where you start off with the planners and they pass the baton to the preparers and they pass the baton to the participators. And of course, they pass the baton sort of equally to the promoters as well, because participators and promoters kind of go hand in hand. One technically goes before the other. But you see what I'm saying, that splitting it up and chunking it up is so important because then different people have different areas of responsibility. The load is spread amongst multiple folks, and there is a little bit of opportunity that if someone doesn't show up, someone else might be able to fill in, and you're not putting all of your eggs on 1 or 2 baskets. You're spreading it amongst maybe 5 or 6 different volunteers for a ministry event. So these are the types of personalities that I run into. Like the 5 love languages, it's hard to encapsulate the vast majority of personalities that you run into, but these are very similar attributes that I find consistently with my volunteers. Anyway, that's it for this session. In our next session, we're going to be talking about how to ultimately provide an organized and structured volunteer ministry for your folks. See you in the next session.